Remember those companies I mentioned at the beginning that are all not using silicon carbon? The Samsungs, the Apples, the Googles. They're all huge companies, but there's also something else they all have in common, which is they all operate, or at least have a big presence, in America. And I bring this up because we've talked about this before. The US especially is a very software-focused market. There's all this ecosystem lock-in and inherently less hardware competition. People just want the blue bubbles at this point. So if people aren't going to buy the new iPhone because of a silicon carbon battery, or they're not switching off of the iPhone because of some other phone's silicon carbon battery, then there is no reason for Apple to take that risk yet. But in other markets where people can just use WhatsApp and be happy about it, then there's way more hardware competition and people are willing to switch. So if one phone has a 40% bigger battery because of some new emerging technology and the other one feels like they're being left behind, people will move to that. So yeah, this will be fascinating to watch it play out. You know, today, still in 2026, silicon carbon batteries are still a bleeding edge technology. They're still a little bit riskier, and lithium-ion batteries are still the safe bet, but there's this divide now. So we'll have to keep an eye on how these silicon carbon phones actually age. You know, the first ones came out about 3 years ago, but there's been a lot more out in the real world in the past year. And so we'll check in, get subscribed, and maybe in a year or two, we'll have a lot more real world data. We'll check in, we'll see how things are going.